is The Business Breakfast on the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Well, we continue our series on the economics of Ramadan right now, looking at the economics of advertising. Joining us in the studio is Arnaud Verchere. He's the founder and head of strategy at the ad agency Tonic International. Morning, Arnaud.
Good morning, Richard.
You say that Ramadan is a bit like the Super Bowl for advertisers. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Super Bowl, or it's a bit like Christmas in Western countries. It's a time when a lot of advertisers will advertise. Actually, a lot of advertisers will only advertise during Ramadan. So there's a huge amount of advertising. A lot of people, spend hours and hours watching TV as a family. Huge amount of consumption of media. So it's a time that is very important for foodstuff, obviously, that's quite top of mind, but also household items, and then a lot of categories where you'll have yearly discounts, offers, special Ramadan deals. There's a lot of tactical advertising that is being done at that time as well. So,
okay, well, let's unpick all of that, and let's start with the biggie, which is television advertising. We've been in this region quite a while, and traditionally it was a no-brainer. What do you do with your advertising dollars during Ramadan? You throw it at the free-to-air TV networks, like your MBCs, obviously the bigger one, but also channels like this that we're on, Dubai One TV, our sister Arabic station, Dubai TV, and many other free-to-air channels as well. They've got their good content on in the evenings during Ramadan. So if you want to sell washing powder or laban, that's when you do it. To what extent does that still apply?
I think TV is still really, really important. It's just not as 20 years ago, where it was pretty much the only thing that mattered. Today you have a mix. You look into TV because that's still a huge reach. It's still a very effective medium. You can still communicate very emotionally, and it works.
So what's the data when your clients say to you, okay, really, Arnaud, and push back and say, I'm not sure. I think everyone's watching YouTube or TikTok or playing Call of Duty video games. I'm not convinced that spending on these big free-to-air TV channels is worth it anymore because they lost a lot of their audience. What do you come back with? What data can you give them to say, actually, yes, they are. Families in Egypt really are still around the TV in the evenings during Ramadan.
Well, we have monitoring tools. We can actually really see the impact of a flight of TV advertising on traffic on websites, on the immediate impact on the sales even. So no, there's a real impact. Now you need to be careful, and it's not necessarily for everyone. I say if you have a regional footprint and you're selling all across the GCC, or even the Middle East, then TV makes more sense than if you're just selling in, let's say, Kuwait or just the UAE, because then you don't necessarily have those big regional TV channels that will bring the shows that people will watch during Ramadan. But this is to say that, that's free to air, but you also have connected TVs that are also very important during that time. So TV is not just the free to air, although you have CTV that is now free to air also during Ramadan.
So if we look at the pie chart of where the ad dollars are going in Ramadan 2024, TV, free-to-air TV would be the biggest part of that pie still? Or would it be digital? Or would it be radio? Let's be selfish for a while.
Okay, let's be optimistic. Radio, maybe not. It never was anyway, even in the best days. Maybe in the 30s, but it never took the biggest pie, the biggest share. But this being said, we do I believe that if you want to have a very effective campaign, you do need to be multi-channel and omni-channel, they say today. And so we find that for some of our clients, radio works really well.
Yeah, okay. But I get it. Radio never traditionally got that Ramadan bounce. But if we look at the pie chart, and if TV is the biggest part of it, how big a chunk of that pie is digital or social media taking?
It's difficult because today we don't really talk about TV as just TV. We look at a piece of video content, and that will run on TV, that will run on connected TV, that will run on YouTube, that will run in a lot of different places. So TV is part of that mix. So while maybe before TV was 90% of it, maybe TV free-to-air TV, maybe today will be 50% of it. But also it depends on the categories. For some categories, it's more important than others. So you would find probably foodstuff spending more on TV than you would find cars, maybe. So it really depends on the category. It depends on the brand as well. It depends on the audience you have. If you want to target teenagers, TV is probably not your best bet today. So maybe you'll be better off around Call of Duty or...
Well, and that's an interesting one, because Brandy had an interview earlier on this week with a video gaming company talking about the rise of eyeballs on video games, particularly during the holy month of Ramadan. Of course, it's a year-round phenomenon. But if I do want to sell my Laban or my feta cheese or my fabric softener during the holy month of Ramadan, what options do I have in terms of video games? If I say to you, Arnaud, okay, I think I'm selling something aimed at teenagers, I don't know, fizzy drinks or whatever it may be, I'd like to be in Fortnite or whatever it may be, are there any options to do that?
If you're a global player, but also if you're selling Laban or washing powder, is teenager really your right audience? I mean, you have teenagers, no? I mean... Do they really care?
Yeah, but my point about, which is why I mentioned fizzy drinks, for example. If you wanted a promotion on, you know, Pepsi, Coke, that type of drink during Ramadan, then teenagers are potentially your audience. Is there any way that you can buy time or buy eyeballs within the video gaming sphere at the moment?
Yeah, if you're looking at Fortnite, yeah, PepsiCo would have to do that out of New York. You know, that's a global deal. They would have to make. It makes no sense to do this at a regional level. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's just global product placement deals really at the moment.
For Fortnite, yes.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise you can start buying esports. The same way you would sponsor a sporting event, then you would sponsor an esports event in Saudi or here, the league, a team, an event. So exactly like you would do with a normal sporting event. So you would sponsor a player, you would sponsor a team, you would sponsor a championship, and then you get all the benefit that you would have with a normal sporting event. So that maybe would work, but again, washing powder and teenagers, probably I would advise not to go into the video gaming side.
In my dreams, teenagers would be buying washing powder. We've got about a minute left with you. Let's talk about the type of adverts that work. You said that, for example, Nando's, you've worked with them. It's a very humorous, creative advert. Others just go for promotions. It's Ramadan. Buy a car, get 0% finance and free insurance.
Yep.
What works?
A mix of both, we find. So it's good to have some kind of offer so that you build a sense of urgency and people want to go and check it out. But you also want to break through the clutter, and for that you need to be creative. You need to build your brand for the longer term. You can't just be doing the tactical, because then you're like everybody else who's just doing just the tactical. You need to be creative if you want to stand out. You know, we say if you want to be effective, you need to be creative. There's just no choice around that. It's not a nice thing to do. It's really a must. Otherwise, you wallpaper, no one sees you, or you just get a really quick sale, and then people just go back to either the next promo next time or to the brand they used to use before that.
I know we're out of time. We'll have to leave it there, and I know it's a busy time for you, so we'll let you get back to the creative and strategic studio at Tonic International. For now, Arnaud Verchere, founder of the ad agency. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.